So, when we talk of conscious living, we are talking of a life full of awareness. And what is this awareness? Awareness starts with a focus of being able to concentrate and focus on something means you are only examining something very closely. You're putting all your attention on something, and that attention is intense. That attention is focused. It's like a searchlight which is focused on something, and when a strong light is put on something, you start to see those aspects of that object which were not visible to you earlier. So it's also called as deep seeing, and it requires practice. It requires long hours of looking at things and observing them very closely. So if you put your focus on something and you start looking at it intensely, then you start developing this deep sense of awareness. It starts to reveal attributes of things that you would never notice before. You start seeing things which you thought were not existent. And this capacity to start observing, examining, listening to whatever we are interacting with makes us fully present to what we are doing. And this is conscious living. We are not doing things out of a reflex, habit, or from the unconscious part of our brain, unconscious part of the subconscious. It's not coming out of mere training and habit. It is coming out of a deep sense of alertness, awareness, fully awake, rather than doing it out of almost the state of being asleep. That is the difference. And that many times it happens that when we start meditating, because the energy is coming and it is so relaxing, we fall asleep. Why does that happen? Because we lose our awareness. And as soon as the awareness goes, we fall back into the subconscious, the unconscious part of the subconscious. And relaxation takes over and we fall asleep. And most of the time we awake only when the process is over. So what we need to do is to be able to focus on a particular point when we are meditating, so that we remain in a state of awareness. And just by holding to that bindu or that point, it becomes the center of all our attention. We start practicing not losing our alertness, our focus. And when we keep holding on to it, we start bringing in this power of concentration within us. And this concentration starts to make us see and listen to things which we were not aware of earlier. And our awareness starts to improve. Because we're training ourselves to be aware of the presence of this all-pervading consciousness, this reality, to which we are right now unaware. So how do you train yourself? What is that method? So awareness is like a thread, invisible thread, which we don't see, but which pulls us up, which pulls us and connects us to the consciousness all around us. So it's the joining thread. Awareness is the joining thread of your limited consciousness to the universal and the unlimited consciousness that is pervading reality around us. That is what alertness does. It joins us. So we have to practice to live in awareness. And what does this practice involve? To be fully present in the moment. How do you remain fully present? When you start doing one thing at a time. And when you do that thing, your full consciousness, your full effort, your full alertness, your full awareness is on that one particular work, object, or whatever you are concentrating on. So if you are drinking your cup of tea, your entire awareness is on the tea and you're deeply enjoying this tea. When you are brushing your teeth, then your entire focus is on brushing your teeth and examining every teeth and every gum and focusing on that, and not thinking of 10 other things while brushing the teeth or talking to somebody on the phone. And when you are making your food, you are absolutely only thinking about that food and putting all your awareness there. When you're eating food, then their entire focus is on just eating. And when we start to train ourselves like that, our sense of awareness, our sense of alertness to what we are doing starts to expand. It's like suddenly every activity that you are doing in your life comes under a microscope. And what is invisible earlier starts to become visible. And your ability to see things starts to expand. You see what you did not see earlier. You start hearing what you were not hearing earlier. And your consciousness starts to expand. And that's when you become like a hawk. That's when you're always alert. That's when you can see the small little imperfections in what you do. That's where you see these specks of habits that you have that you don't like. And then you can start working on it instantly. And everything that wasn't available earlier starts to become available to you. And you start feeling this all-pervading consciousness speaking to you all the time, telling you things. Your intuitive ability grows. You're able to perceive things before they happen. You start understanding the voice of consciousness, the language that it speaks. And every time you listen to it and you act on it, it's something inside of you starts to expand. From your limited, you start slowly growing towards the unlimited because you're now interacting in a very intimate way with the unlimited formless consciousness. And you gradually start growing. And this is a gradual process. Why gradual? Because it requires practice. Knowing about it is not good enough. Knowing about it and doing something and practicing it will make you one with this all pervading reality. That's why it is important to focus. That's why it is important to start becoming more and more aware. And therefore, when you sit in meditation and bring your focus and pull your awareness up, the awareness should be so high that if you are slipping into a moment of that unconscious sleep, the awareness should pull you up and you just go up. So it's like an invisible thread. So next time you meditate, sit as if you have tied a thread to your head from the ceiling that will not let you fall. And what is that thread? Is the thread of your awareness. So hold on to that. And therefore, in this meditation, in this deep silence, something starts to open up. Your container starts to expand, and you are able to hold more and more and more. Till one point of time, there is no difference in the energy within the container and outside it. Perfect osmosis has happened. What's outside and what's inside this container becomes one. The Atman merges with the Paramatman. The limited and the unlimited become one. And this container is the vehicle through which this merger of the limited and the unlimited happens. The form and the formless merge. And this one pure sea, ocean of consciousness is experienced. So this is the practice. A small practice on a day-to-day basis gets you to become one, where the drop experiences that it's a water and then becomes part of the ocean. So this is the process. And this is the living which we call as conscious living. And then we become very aware of our thoughts. Even when we talk about our past experiences, we start relanguaging them. You have to be so alert that not by mistake even say those words again, even though you're telling about what you went through. And that's where we slip. Because on one hand, you know that what you speak is you are manifesting. So how do you define what has happened to you? By using the right words. It's an art that you have to learn. And that's a trap I still see you people fall into. That much alertness. Never consciously ever say anything which is reinforcing something that you have left. That awareness, that clarity. This awareness is like a sharp blade of the sword. And this awareness is so sharp that it can cut air around you into two if it moves. That's where we are moving. Enjoy this practice of this deep awareness that's beginning to come, where every word becomes very important. And you use few words, but they have to accurately represent the alignment of your thoughts and words and action, right? That's conscious living. Enjoy the practice.